With our business meeting, today's date is February 25th, 2025. The time is 2 p.m. In attendance are Commissioners Eberline, Duncan, and Matari. I'm going to call this meeting to order. We'll begin with a moment of silence. Okay. Next is the Pledge of Allegiance. Craig, could you start us in that, please?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Are there any changes to the agenda?
Yes, I would ask that items 5 and 6 be pulled for correction, and we can bring them back next week.
Okay, any objection?
Item 5 and 6.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
No? All right. Public comment? Nothing? Okay. I'll take a motion on the meeting minutes.
I move that we approve items 1 through 4.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline. Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye. Motion carries. Consent calendar.
I move that we approve items 7 through 13.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye. Motion carries. Next up is payables.
I move that we approve the payables for the week of February 17th through 21, 2025, in the amount of $909,485.03, along with jury panel payments in the amount of $3,362.38.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye. Motion carries. First business item, number 15, DataBank OnBase subscription agreement with DataBank and Information Technology. And Carrie Cole, are you on the line?
This agreement is to officially switch us for our OnBase support from Data to DataBank. It's basically threefold. It's our subscription license fees, our maintenance, and our new vendor. The agreement is below budget cost that we budgeted for, and we'll save over $3,300 in 2 years, plus get better support. And the contract does start on 1/1 of 25 and is valid for 2 years.
Thank you. Questions? Motion?
I move that we approve the DataBank OnBase subscription agreement with DataBank, retroactive to January 1st, 2025.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye. Motion carries. Next up, item 16, board approval request. This is a termination of Cardknox contract for credit card processing with community development, and we have Craig Davidson here.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Craig Davidson, Deputy Operations Director for Community Development. The purpose of bringing this before you is the board had originally signed the contract to approve Cardknox, so this is official notification for the requirement of the 30-day notice to terminate with your signatures. You should have a copy of that in your packet. If not, I've got one here.
Yes.
Okay, questions?
And then your new subscription's already in place?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Questions? Commissioner Eberline, any questions?
I'm not familiar with this.
I think you're just switching over card processors, right?
Yes, what it is, it's a third-party software application that allow online payment for our IMS database. So we're just using a different card service provider. And the advantage to this one is it's embedded in the IMS database, so we won't have some of the glitches we've had with the previous vendor.
I'll second that.
Okay, so you want to make a motion?
Yes, I move that we approve the request for termination of Cardknox contract for the credit card processing with community development.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Next up, item 17, consent to assignment of lease AAL-2002-100, husband and wife, David Coppom with the airport, and Kim Stevenson, are you on the line?
Yes, Commissioners, Kim Stevenson with the airport for the record. This lease is currently in the name of David Coppom, and he would like to assign the lease to him and his wife, and so we are requesting the assignment of lease AAL 2022-100 to the names of David Coppom and Linda Coppom.
And just for clarification, you said 2022. Is it 2002 or?
Oh, my bad. It is 2002-100.
Okay.
My apologies.
Okay, thank you. Questions, motion?
I move that we approve the consent to assignment of lease AAL 2002-100 from David Coppom to David and Linda Coppom.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Next up, item 18, resolution 2025-15, classified records, inactive files, inmate medical records. This is with the sheriff's office and the jail. Sergeant Josh Gahn, are you on the line?
Yes, Commissioner. Sergeant Josh Gann with the Sheriff's Office. For the record, to get permission to destroy old classification and medical records.
Okay, so classify and destroy. Do you want to, can we do two motions here? Yep.
Oh, what, one motion, you mean?
One
We
motion,
can combine
yeah,
them.
one motion
Yes.
for both.
Yep.
Questions? Motion?
I move that we approve resolution numbers 2025-15 and 16, and that is to classify inactive files for inmate medical records and to destroy same files per Idaho code.
So be it.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye. Motion carries. That's for items 18 and 19. Next up is item 20, board approval request. This is change order 1, jail pod build out with Sletten. We have building and grounds, and we have our director, Jeff Fuller.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Jeff Wohler for the record. I briefed this a little bit this morning, but just for review, this is the first change order for the jail pod build-out with Sletten. These are changes required by the City of Coeur d'Alene to bring the sidewalks and concrete up to code compliance for ADA compatibility. One thing I do want to just make sure we're really clear on here is part of this is there's a gate that comes out from the employee parking lot on the north side of the existing admin building onto Government Way. That is going to be abandoned. That's been a real problem area for a long time because of the traffic backing up on Dalton Avenue, especially at high school pickup time there. And so that's not in compliance because of the slope of that as well. So that will be part of this, is abandoning that and then fixing all the other ADA sidewalks that are not in compliance based off of slope. So requesting your approval for that.
Will that gate be available for emergency exit?
No, it'll totally be abandoned. That gate's going to be relocated out to Kootenai North.
Okay.
And so then the only gate will be on Government Way?
No, the gate access will be on Dalton Avenue, and then the Government Way accesses will be on the south side of the sheriff's office,
Okay.
in front of the
Okay.
public safety building.
Okay. Any other questions?
Just one more thing. So I just wanted to clarify. It says it's $56,000. We had a $36,000 savings for the permits, so we're about $20,000 out of contingency.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You want to make a motion?
Yes. I move that we approve the change order number 1 for the jail pod build-out with Sletten.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Next up, item 21, board approval request, additional full-time senior maintenance operator. This is with Building and Grounds, and we have Director Voller and Greg Manley.
Yes, thank you, Commissioners. We have some changes going on in the Building and Grounds Department. So we have a maintenance operator that's been part-time with us for 20-plus years, 21 years, and is retiring as of today. And we have a senior maintenance full-time person that would like to move into that part-time role of 16 hours. What we are requesting is for a carryover to keep that full-time person on for 2 additional weeks to train the new person coming in. Part of the ask for that too is just so we can have that additional training time, because it's, really good to have that hands-on, day-to-day field time during his, initial couple of days with us. Also, Mr. Manley is going to be on medical leave for a couple of weeks and so out. And so in that transition time, it'd be helpful to have one of our senior technicians help with that training carryover process for that. So we are asking for approval for that. We did have auditors take a look at that. It's going to be a cost savings of $2,000 this year to the budget and $7,000 next year. If we go ahead and make this move and approve that, and that's it. Yep. Do you want to give that? Oh, okay.
Thank you. Questions, comments, motion?
I move that we approve the request for the additional full-time senior maintenance operator with building and grounds.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Next up, item 22, Advisory Board appointment. This is Dave Brown with the Technical Leadership Group, or the Technical Leadership Group Advisory Board with the BOCC, and we have Commissioner Duncan.
Yes, so Basin Commission employs the use of a technical leadership group, and there are 7 governmental entities on Basin Commission. So I believe that each one of them has a representative there. Kootenai County has 2 representatives, and Mark may remember from when he was here before. Jamie Sturgis and Jerry DeLange were our representatives, but Ms. DeLange has retired of her position to take care of her full-time job. And Dave Brown, who's also on the Natural Resource Advisory Board with Jamie Sturgis, is interested in it, and we think he'd be a good fit. And they meet once a year, twice a year for about 3 hours, and they look over basin documents.
Sounds exciting.
I like watching grouse grow.
Yeah, yeah. Any questions, comments, Commissioner Eberline?
No, sir.
Okay, well, I guess I'll take a motion.
All right, I move that we appoint Dave Brown to the Technical Leadership Group as a Kootenai County representative.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, motion carries. Next up, well, wait a second.
I'm public comment.
Oh, okay, next up is public comment.
Brandy Falcon for the record. I just had a question for number 21. The agenda seems to say that there's adding another full-time position, but the projection is just for a 2-week overlap. So I didn't know if there was a need for clarification or for the way the agenda was written, but I don't believe that this is actually adding an additional position. The projection we did was just for the 2-week overlap, which I don't think is reflected in the agenda title.
Well, that is a good point, because we're not really adding positions.
Correct.
We're not, hiring someone. Dave, you have thoughts on that?
So what's the question exactly?
Basically, the request for the board was to allow for overlap for some positions. The meeting says to add a full-time senior maintenance operator. But really all it is taking a full-time person, moving them into the part-time position that person already retired, and allowing for some overlap with a new person and the existing person before they retire, so that there can be some training opportunity.
So the issue that you're seeing is the agenda says that it's adding an employee, but you're really not.
Yes.
Well, we're adding one for 2 weeks, I suppose, so,
So
but yes,
I think
technically.
the record is clear based on what Jeff had to say and what the board actually voted on. I guess I'll suggest, if you're concerned about the agenda not matching what the board's action was, put it on the consent calendar for next week and sort of restate what you actually did today. Then you can just cure that agenda issue.
Okay.
Yeah, if I
That's
may,
probably the best way to handle it.
if I may interject, the motion was to approve additional full-time senior maintenance operator. That was the motion.
Okay, we
And that's
we
what-
can do a new motion to say the overlap if you like.
I think that would be prudent,
Yep.
and then the consent calendar, and that should be more than enough to address this.
Yeah, if the board's only approving overlap and not a new position, I think that's good to clarify with a new motion and then put it on next week's consent calendar agenda to kind of clean up the agenda issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I'll go ahead and take a revised motion for item 21.
Sure,
And-
so I move that we approve the overlap of the full-time senior maintenance position.
Second.
Commissioner Eberline,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chair Matari.
Aye, and that is item 21. That motion carries, and we will revisit back to public comment. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to say? Is there anyone on the line? No? 2:15, meeting adjourned.